Hi everyone. In today's lecture, we will discuss how to declare an array in Java. So let's see single dimensional array declaration first. Fine. Let's start with the single dimensional array declaration. So what is the syntax to declare a single dimensional array? This is the syntax. So basically you have to give first data type, then square brackets, then space, then the variable name. And this data type is what? Declares the element type of an array. For example, if I will give here the data type as int, it means in this array only int type of element is allowed. Fine. And this variable name here, this variable name is what? An array name. Fine. So this is what? This is the syntax. Hope this thing is clear. So, we can place this square bracket in the following places, like after data type, or before variable name, or after variable name. Is it clear? Let's see one by one. For example, here see int square bracket space a. It is 100% valid. Here we are placing this square bracket after data type. It is 100% valid. The second example, int space square bracket a. So this square bracket is where? Before variable name. A is what? A variable name, right? So before variable name, this square bracket is present. It is also 100% valid. Now int space a, and after the a we have this square bracket. For example, it means here this square bracket is what? After variable name. So it is also 100% valid. These three are valid. But which one is recommended to use? The first one, this is recommended. Readability is more in this condition. That is the reason it is recommended. Fine. Recommended to use because name is clearly separated from the type. So what? Readability is more here. I hope this much is clear. So this A is what? Int type of array. Fine. Now let's see the next. So in this example, tell me, this is valid? Just now we have seen this. It is perfectly valid. 100%. This is valid. Now the next example. See what I'm doing? Int in the square bracket I'm passing this 5, then A. So what is this? This is valid or invalid? It is invalid. You will get a compile time error like illegal start of expression. What is the reason behind it? Why it is invalid? You might be thinking this. So we have this rule. Important rule. See, we can't specify the size of array at the time of declaration. It leads to compile time error. And here, what you are doing here? You are specifying the size of an array at the time of declaration. This is what we called as declaration. And you are specifying the size of an array at the time of declaration. That is the reason you are getting this compile time error. And this is what? Invalid. Invalid case. Because you are getting compile time error. Hope this thing is clear to you. Now let's see two-dimensional array declaration. Fine. So an array of arrays is called as 2D array, means two-dimensional array, or multi-dimensional array. So we have this example. These all are what? Valid two-dimensional array declarations. This all syntaxes are valid two-dimensional array declaration. All are valid. Fine. And how can you declare a three-dimensional array? Three-dimensional array you can declare like this. See how many square brackets are present? 3 square brackets are present. And in the two-dimensional array declaration, how many square brackets were present? 2 square brackets were present, right? So I hope this thing is clear to you. So you have to note down this thing, that these all are what valid two-dimensional array declarations. Fine. Now next. So we have this int square bracket space a comma b. What does it means, It means both a and b are of type int array, single dimensional, right? Because this this square bracket is what? Single, right? Single square bracket is present here. So it means both a and b are of type int array. Now, if I will write like this, int square bracket space a square bracket comma b, what does it means? It means a is what? A is of type int 2 square bracket, means this is what? Two-dimensional int array. Two-dimensional int array. And b is of type int array. It means single dimension, right? Next, int square bracket space a square bracket comma b square bracket. What does this means? It means both a and b are of what type? Int 2 square bracket. It means two-dimensional int array. It means what? Two-dimensional int array. Fine. Now next, int square bracket space square bracket a comma b. What does this means? See, both a and b are of type two-dimensional int array. Fine. Is it clear? Now next. Now you have this. See, int square bracket space square bracket a comma square bracket b. Do you think it is valid or invalid? These things are what? 100% valid, right? What about this? This is invalid. This is invalid. You will get the compile time error like identifier expected. Why it is invalid? The reason is this one. The reason is what? This square bracket, which is before b. So let me explain you this point well, so you will get this. Okay. So this square bracket is allowed before variable, and this rule is only applicable for the first variable in the declaration. It is only allowed for the first variable in the declaration part. Is it clear? And if we are trying to apply for remaining variables, we will get compile time error. For example, see, in this case, before a also this is present, square bracket is present, before b also square bracket is present, before c also square bracket is present. So this a1 is fine because a is a first variable, so before it we can use this square bracket. Fine. So it is perfectly fine, but for the other two it is not valid. It is not valid. Is it clear? So this is the reason in the last this is the reason here we get what? Compile time error. Because see, for the first variable it is fine. Before the first variable this square bracket is present. But here in the second variable case also this square bracket is present. That is the reason you are getting compile time error. Remember this point. Fine. Now I have one more example. See, here square bracket is present after the second variable, so it is fine, no issue at all. So what does it means? It means for a we have one square bracket and two square bracket, right? So a is of type two-dimensional int array, and b is of type what? Three-dimensional int array. This b, see, one this square bracket, another one is this, and one more is this, so three. It means b is of three-dimensional int array. I hope these things are clear to you. Fine. So this is all about declaration of arrays in Java. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel for further updates.